G'day mates, in today's video I'm going to kick off with a topic that you've probably seen all over social media right now, the servers. What is going on with the servers right now? Is this the worst lag we have ever seen? I'm going to show you some clips to show you just how bad it is. Honestly, they are kind of funny. I'm not just going to make this doom and gloom and complaining. Some of the clips from today's Cash Cups were genuinely hilarious if you're not the ones playing in them. Also, we did have some unfortunate news on EU. We had Podesai and Snazy losing the EU Cash Cup to another glitch, one we've yet to see. I want to show you what that is and also how you can stop it, because if it happens to you in this FNCS, you are going to be incredibly upset. There's a lot to talk about. Let's just jump into it. We've got FNCS starting in less than a week, and there's a topic we need to address. The servers. Yes, you've probably heard pros or myself talk about bad server performance so many times in the past, and you've probably heard these are the laggiest servers we've ever seen, these are the worst servers ever seen. It's been said a lot of times, but right now, based on the clips I've seen today, I can say at least since FNCS has been around, not the skirmish days when there was just clips where people literally couldn't move, this is the worst the servers have ever looked. And if the FNCS is going to run anything like Cash Cup, we're in for a rough one. And just don't take my word for it. In case you're thinking, oh, you're just being dramatic like all the other pros, man, you're just complaining. Let me just show you a couple of clips of what I mean. Let's start off with this clip that perfectly sums it up because it shows what things look like from Bucky's perspective. Then let me show you what it looks like from Hen's perspective, who's shooting at him, and tell me you don't think this is an issue going into FNCS.
Oh my gosh. 30.
Run.
Yes, yeah. You're gonna open. Alright, we're good. Just start building you. Blocking your back.
My back.
We're good. I'll shoot.
I'm
Wait.
dead.
Huh?
Nice.
In case it wasn't clear, you get to see Bucky running into zone, and it's a pretty aggressive rotate. Yeah, he could have rotated safer, but also if the walls actually built behind him like it showed on his screen, he would have also been fine. Bucky builds the walls behind him, he turns around, you can see that he is looking at walls on his screen. You then switch to Hen's perspective, and there's nothing there. He's just shooting him as if there's no walls. It's not just lag. We're not talking about pros complaining about not being able to do flawless quad edits in endgame. Like, I get it. The Fortnite servers are never going to be able to allow like creative level of frames and no lag in endgame, but the walls should at least be placing, or at least actually where you think they're placing. Not only that, let me show you another one, because I was there to defend the servers and say, look, the servers looked a little bit rough on EU and NA East, but going into NA West, they were looking good. I literally tweeted that out while watching NA West, and then this happened on Reach stream.
There's a solo on my ping, I think, in this metal to your right.
What's happening?
Now, why am I even talking about this? Firstly, because obviously I hope Epic does something about it with FNCS so close. I did want to clear some things up though as well. I have talked to quite a few pros, and again, it's my understanding that FNCS servers are better than Cash Cup servers. If you don't know what I mean, Fortnite does clearly run different events, different things on different servers, and some of them are clearly better. Exhibit A, run a custom server, try to get 50 players endgame right now, and it is horrendous. It is complete rubber banding. It's basically those clips, but just constantly, right? You go into a Cash Cup, it doesn't happen as much, anywhere near as much. Yes, there's still a little bit of lagging, but it's far better, and it could be the exact same zone, exact same amount of players. The servers are clearly better. And I've asked a lot of pros, and they seem to say the same things. FNCS servers always feel better. The issue is that FNCS is even more stacked than Cash Cup, so the servers are better, but then the lobbies are even more stacked, which means you get to the same point where the lobbies are just as laggy. So I hope that doesn't happen. I'm also showing them just because I'm not gonna lie, as someone who's not playing right now, I love the pros. I'm sorry if you're a pro watching this. It's kind of funny to just show off the clips. These are honestly so ridiculous, they are funny. But I did also want to clarify, there were some issues today with the AWS, which is the Amazon servers, which we know from public information that Fortnite runs on, they were having issues today. Unfortunately, it looks like there weren't many reported issues around the time of the NA West Cash Cup, just the EU and NA East Cash Cup, and I thought maybe that's why the EU and NA East games were so terrible and NA West was looking good. Outside of that reclip, there weren't as many bad moments on the NA West servers, but with an FNCS around the corner, even one bad moment is enough to ruin someone's tournament, and it is over. So I don't know if we can use that excuse either. I really hope Epic can do something before FNCS, and if you see pros complaining about servers, maybe try to keep these clips in mind, that maybe they're not just being babies, maybe there is something actually very wrong right now. Speaking of issues and lag and costing tournaments, we had a perfect example of it today in our last Cash Cups before FNCS, our last chance to see how the duos were doing before the biggest tournament of the season, and we had Hen and Queasy pulling off an insane comeback. I don't want to take this away from them. Their performance was insane. Their last few games was a 15 elim win and an 8 elim second to take them from like 62 points, I think it was, to 182, winning the Cash Cup in their last 2 games. They did only beat Snazy and Podesai by 1 singular point, but what I do need to mention, it was super unfortunate. I'll show the clip here as I talk about it. We had Snazy get the car glitch. You probably think, oh, he fell through the map. No, we have a new car glitch where players get stuck in the vehicle and they can't even get out. You can destroy the vehicle, you can't drop your loot, there's nothing you can do. Snazy is just stuck there until he dies, and Podesai had to clutch up solo, and unfortunately, despite getting a 2 elim 26 solo from this point, they were 1 point shy of beating Hen and Queasy, and it sucks to see. I have heard there is a way to fix this if it happens to you. The only way is to drive to water and go under the water so the car kicks you out. That is the only way to fix this bug. Sometimes it works if you blow up the car. Some people can still build and shoot, but I saw this happen twice today, not just once, twice, and there was no way to fix it for either of these players. So it's unfortunate to see. I really hope this gets fixed, but again, huge congrats to Hen and Queasy. Snazy and Podesai still played phenomenal. We had Nefrizi and Ilusha come in third, playing very, very well. Mustache and Malabuka in fourth, but I got to mention again as well, they only had 5 games. They got a 9 elim win in their 4th game and then did not connect into their 5th game. So they got 4th place with 1 whole game less than the rest of the competition. So huge performance for Mustache and Malabuka, looking really good coming into FNCS. We had Gilgis in 5th, Hellfire Scram in 6th, the new duo looking really, really good for them. We had Paina's team in 7th, Vino in 9th, we had Vino in 8th, Ristretto in 9th, and then Flixie in 10th. I do want to mention for Snazy and Podesai as well. They came 2nd place by 1 point, being contested all 6 games at Coney, and unfortunately, despite a season which I've been talking about as being phenomenal from the OCE duo, Suns and Vortex met their match when it came to Snazy and Podesai. They lost all 6 games on spawn, which is very surprising for them. I had Suns in my chat just saying, man, we're not getting outplayed, we're just getting outdropped. So if they work on the drop spots, they might be able to turn around. But coming into FNCS, that is a big boost of confidence for Snazy and Podesai. Outside of a couple of those lag clips I showed earlier, luckily NAEs didn't have the level of drama that EU did. We had a good tournament, Joji and Rokane walking away in 1st place. I've been saying it for seasons now. Since Chapter 3, pretty much, this duo formed one of the most underrated teams on NA East and one of the best going into FNCS, coming out in 1st on 179 points out of Rocky. This is with Rocky now being nerfed as well. They say that the new updates don't affect competitive when it comes to the battle for those POIs, but it does, because it makes the NPC go away. For the most part, the NPCs in most drop spots don't matter, but at Rocky, it was selling launch pads for 100 gold, and that was massive for Joji and Rokane. I wanted to see how they perform without it. They still get 1st, 179 points. Rokane has now won 2 duo Cash Cups, won one of them with Dubs, where you guys are freaking out thinking Dubs and Mega split. It was all a joke. They just did it as a bait to get impressions on Twitter. Joji and Rokane are still together, Dubs and Mega are still together, and Joji and Rokane are dominating right now. We had Death and Tabney come in 2nd. You probably saw Tabney dominate the solo Cash Cup recently, so doing really, really well for a team that I'm quite excited to see. Another very underrated one on NA East. Quan, Tabs G, a team that just formed recently. I think this might even be their 1st tournament together, getting 3rd place by only 2 points, almost got the 2nd place. We had Ages and Kanada from Team Kangana. No surprise there on 165 points in 4th place. Acorn and Edgy in 5th. Now, Acorn and Edgy have been doing really, really well in multiple regions, doing very well on NA West as well. Just looking fantastic, grinding as much as I don't want to say it on a video. Edgy is popping off right now. Me and Edgy got some joke beef going on right now, so I'm not going to give him too much props. I'm pretty sure Acorn's just carrying him at this point. We had Flo and Trap in 6th, Chubbs and Jackson in 7th, Nico Polarized, Okus and Nut, who also again did really well, coming 2nd on NA West, I believe, as well. And then Hen and Malabuka in 10th. Not an official duo. Don't freak out. I should mention as well, you may have seen on the EU leaderboard, we had Tayson and Bubak. That is not a real duo. Thomas HD was just sick. Don't panic. Tayson and Thomas are still together. Wanted to make sure I mentioned that. As I just mentioned on NA West, we had Ocus and Nut coming in second place from NAE's. Big performance from them, but they couldn't dethrone the Kings of West. They haven't been as much on top as what we have been known for them in previous seasons, especially trios, but Arkham and Epic Whale still very much around, still incredibly dominant with 6 matches, 1 win, getting 213 points. We then had Skittles and Kanata in third, so Kanata is just full on his grind right now. We had Nigel and Angel in fourth, and then Acorn and Edgy in fifth, just doing very, very well right now. Cross reasons, again, Acorn's just that good to be able to carry Edgy this hard. It's honestly quite impressive. We had Rex and Reed come in 6th place. There was a little bit of drama around this one. Rex and Reed actually got dropped on by Fabs and Snacky in their last game at Greasy Groves. Reed went to Twitter and wasn't too happy about it. Didn't seem too salty. Word on the grapevine is Snacky and Fabs might be going back to their FNCS winning drop spot of Greasy. They don't want to drop Tilt anymore, and that's why they dropped on Reed and Rex. At this point, I wasn't able to keep doing a viewing party. You probably be able to tell for this video. I am actually a little bit sick right now, so I called it an 11-hour stream, so I didn't get to see exactly what happened here, but this should be spicy coming into FNCS, seeing if we have Reed and Rex contesting Fabs and Snacky. It'd be fun to watch. I'd be sad to see it as 2 of the tier 1 teams on West going at it head to head, but I guess we'll have to see. Donnie and Rokane in 7th, DJ and Iomzo in 8th, Midi and Kaboo in 9th, and then Bacon and Zooks in 10th. All right, guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.